Hey there, welcome back to another edition of Ruck Rehab. I'm Steve. Today we're going to kind of do a event gear review. Last weekend I did MOG Mile Tough and Light. So we're going to take a quick look at what gear I brought, what worked, what didn't work, and what kind of changes we can make in the future. So let's start off with the biggest piece of gear, obviously, the ruck. I went with the Rucker 4.0 and 20 liter. Now, you know, I set up that Tiger Stripe GR1 for events. Why did I choose this over that? I mean, simply, it's built for the events, right? You know, it's got the lumbar support. The back panel, the 210D back panel is so nice. I usually end up with rubs all up and down my back. Not a single one from this. Let's take a quick look at how I have it set up here. You got the Good Works straps up here. These are the latest version. So, I mean, no, these are not the latest version. This is version 2. So, but whatever. They work great. Keep your hands nice and elevated when you need them. Hip belt, which I don't tend to use a lot, but it's nice to have. I go with the full panel water bottle pocket. I do that on my left side because I'm right-handed. So if I'm crawling or something, I tend to go, you know, further to my right. So it's just a preference. We got a carabiner up front and then the simple pocket on the side. The only changes I would change the setup is put a pocket up front, whether it's a field pocket or a simple pocket, just to get a few things out of here. I tend to be a little bit of an overpacker, and I'm working on that. Okay, it's a lot of steps to that program, but we're getting there. Now, what you might have noticed was with the handle wraps, you got a couple of them that came undone, and man, I would tell you, like, look at this thing. That's not undone, but it is bunched up, twisted around, and that one's got like a full twist going on. So that's something we'll have to look at. You know, is there a better way to do it? Is there something I can do to keep it from rising up? You know, whether I, put a piece of rubber tubing or something over the handle and then the wrap. I don't know. Not much going on the inside. We did have a lot of sand, and now that I'm opening this, even though I scrubbed all this gear before I did the video, you can still see sand in there. Sand's just going to come from whenever. For my water blotter, I like to use this, I don't know what the heck it is here. Night Eyes S Beaner. It's just a little guy. Does the job. The one thing you won't see in this video is my bladder. We go with the Source 3 liter with the Bite mouthpiece. I just like, it's a durable bladder. You can open it completely up, reach your hand in there, scrub it all down. It's just drying still because I'm like a fanatic about cleaning the drinking tube, all that stuff, because I don't want to be drinking mold. So I do have a Camelback one from before I got this one, and it is a pain to clean. So the Source all the way. Let's take a quick look at what else we got here. All right. And some of that is just going to be randomly pulled out of this bag of gear. Sharpie. I always carry Sharpie in my ruck. I had to map a course for us during the Tough. I got a couple minutes to look at a phone and a map, and we're off. So, right onto my hand, and off we go. I carry this Pelican case with me. This is a Pelican Go Case G40. There's an insert in here. It's somewhere in my bag here. I keep my phone, ID, that kind of stuff in here. It's waterproof, it's crush proof, works great. The only thing I thought about doing was maybe cutting that handle off, just because it takes up a little room. That's all. All right, we got mechanics gloves. Gotta have a good pair of gloves. Mechanics do the trick. If you remember this is one of these Velcro straps. It's like a cable tie kind of thing. I use this through the bottom D-rings and around the bottom of the water bladder in the Ruck 4.0, just to keep it from flopping around. Windbreaker. I think it's like a Columbia maybe, I don't know. I picked it up on sale, folds up real small. I made some little shock cord holders to keep it compressed so it doesn't open up on me. It's a piece of gear to have. Got an inhaler, just in case. All right, this little guy, I don't use it often, but when I do, it's nice. So it replaces the mouthpiece on your source water bladder, and then you hook up the hose, faucet, whatever, and you can fill it through there. So you're just basically backfilling it instead of having to open everything up, take stuff out, unscrew it, and try to fill it without filling water all in your ruck. It's just a convenience piece. I don't use it often, but it is nice to have. Let's see here. In that Pelican case, I keep a couple pieces of tape, you know, for your feet, hands, whatever you might need it for. In that case comes this insert. So my phone, right on the top, the back, throw your ID in there, throw your quarters cash in there, keeps everything nice and organized for you. Next up, I have this headlamp here. This is a Princeton Tech headlamp. Does the red, does the white, and yeah, it's bright. 3 AAA batteries. You know, this is where the overpacking, I used to carry 2 different headlamps, because what if somebody didn't bring one, or whatever, 2 sets of gloves, because you can only worry about other people so much, all right? Because you only have so much room to carry crap. Figure out what you like and use it. So I like this. This is on the floor. The GoodWorks stash sack. Okay, this one I have like a bunch of various little straps in there. After the tough, I did not bring this back to the light. I tossed it. I'm gonna find a better way to carry those straps. Probably just weave them through the webbing or something. There's no real reason to bring that pouch for as often as I use those straps. It just doesn't make sense to me. We have another GoodWorks stash sack. All right, this one I got a couple of shoelaces in here, like the sports, you know, tennis shoelace, a boot lace. I have face mask if you need it, but all that stuff you could probably leave at home. But there's one important piece in here that I always carry. This little guy here. This is what you call a water key or a silcock, so that when you're out somewhere and you see the faucet but there's no handle, this baby turns it on for you. I was at one event where somebody had them and it really saved us getting water, and so I bought one after that. And then like the next event, you know, we're looking all over for water and he's looking for a multi-tool, and I was like, well, I have this. He's like, oh yeah, let's fill up. So we do right there. All right, in that Pelican case, I also carry this, which is a blister kit. It's nice to have. All right, this is just a little first aid kit. The packing list now includes a first aid kit. My goal is to shrink this down because, again, it's not big, but we're limited on room, right? Alrighty. Spare batteries. Carry them in your Pelican case thing. Extra reflective strap, just in case. In the Pelican case. Last thing, I think, everything fell. Last thing I think I keep in the Pelican case is this. This is chamois butter. All right, I get this at the bicycle shop. If you get some chafing issues, this guy here, you put this on before you go. You can get these little ones, you can get a big tube. This guy covers you. All right, that is, to me, the secret ingredient to long rucks, any rucks, okay? If you're doing an event, use that stuff. All right, let's see what else we got in here. This is just a baggie of, let's have these element, whatever. Electrolyte, salts, whatever you want to call them. Pour that in your Nalgene, not in your bladder, right? Clean water in your bladder, these in the Nalgene. So you have the electrolytes there. In this little bag, you also had some like energy gels, a couple aspirin. So just nice things to have. You know, you go through, depending on how long the event is, 1 or 2 of those, but you have some to share. These go together. That's just a Purell, which they want you to bring to events now. I did have another baggie with some like wipes in it. Pocket knife. You're probably not supposed to bring this, but every man needs to carry a knife. Okay, it's just the way it is. That's what I believe. So this guy just gets stuck in there because you never know. That's about it. The only other thing in here is I got a couple extra batteries that somebody didn't pick up, so I picked up for him. And then this guy, he's just like a little cable tie. He's not going to be making the cut for the next round either. But, oh, last piece. I almost forgot this one. This is the kind of important, I don't know. Depends on you. The hat, all right? Usually, for the last, I don't know, 3-4 events I've done, I wear it's like a bright orange Rogue operator hat. And I love that hat, man. It's easy to see, makes you nice and visible at night. If I do night ruck here in the neighborhood or something, I throw that on. The only issue I have with it is that it does not breathe. I mean, I wear a hat pretty much unless I'm at work. And having that thing on and the sun's beating down and there's just no breathing in it. It's just, I feel bad because I love that hat and my wife bought it for me and it just does not do well for events for me. Okay, so at this time I was smart. I switched over to this older Go Ruck hat. It's got, there you go, you can see it, mesh on the sides. That way it can breathe. You know, we're kind of in the home gym here, so I'll grab this guy's like my workout hat, you know, classic Rogue hat. Mesh, breathability. To me, that is a huge factor. Now, if I were going to do a cold weather event, maybe I'd go with the other hat again. Or if like I said, I'm just doing some miles around the city, why not? But for events where you're going to be working out and sweating and stuff, some breathability is key. I would love to try out one of their new tack hats and see how that is, but I just haven't justified spending the money on it. That's all, you know, because I have like 40 hats sitting in the house. So that's all for now. Yeah, the Ruck 4.0 did the work, okay? I've got to put some side molly onto the Bullet Rucker, the 15 liter, so I can give that one a try, and I need to kind of pare down this equipment. I've also really been thinking about, you know, because I got to do something crazy, right? So, I don't know, leave me a comment. What do you think about either a Heritage Ruck as like an event ruck or one of those SK21 sand shooters and build that out as an event ruck? I kind of have an idea for both of them. I would really love to see how a Heritage holds up, you know, through events, through training, through the year. I know that the leather would get chewed up, but I think it would kind of give just an awesome look to that waxed canvas. So, I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And keep training.